Once upon a time, the Israelites, who were God's people, were enslaved in Egypt by the Pharaoh of that time. So God decided to send Moses to go get them. Like, hey, go tell the Pharaoh, let my people go. Pharaoh was very hesitant to do so, to the point where God ended up sending plagues upon the Egyptians until he finally agreed to give them their freedom. But when the Israelites left, Pharaoh was like, man, we tripping. We need to go get that back because they was doing all the work. We need to go get them. So they're chasing after the Israelites. You know, God gonna protect his people. He had Moses and them go through the Red Sea, part of the sea. We know this part of the sea, go through. And as soon as the Egyptians tried to follow that same path, God was like, no, sir, close it up. And they all drowned. So now, with their newfound freedom, the Israelites began to grow thirsty and hungry. Okay, that's normal. We're on a journey, we're walking, thirsty and hungry. They began complaining to Moses. There's a key word, complaining to Moses, saying, if only God had killed us back in Egypt. At least we had good food there. God heard their complaints and provided enough food and drink for everyone. So already they're talking about, man, we should have just died back there. We out here hungry and thirsty and tired. We don't feel like walking and blah, 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 doing all that complaining. And God was like, you know what? All right, here. He didn't even flash out on him. He just like, here, I'm going to take care of y'all. But they should already have had the faith in God that he was going to take care of them. So why are y'all complaining? It's one thing to say how you feeling, because that's normal. You're going to be hungry and thirsty and tired. You walking, and they coming from Egypt, it's hot. So, but they was complaining almost as if they didn't have no faith that they was going to be taken care of. Much time later, God commanded the Israelites to move locations. And the people once again complained, saying, why did you bring us out of Egypt? Are you trying to kill us? They had become thirsty again. So, of course, God provided for his people once more. But it just seemed like no matter how many times God proved himself, like, hey, I'm with y'all. They go on their journey, they forget again. They go back to complaining. Catch this part. They would rather go back to their old lives of bondage and mistreatment than to trust the Lord on a new path that they're unfamiliar with. Catch this too. God may have physically set them free from Egypt, but the people had mentally kept themselves enslaved, not allowing God to do a new thing in their lives. That's kind of like the same thing I just said. Even if somebody was to make a move somewhere, they still wishing and thinking, I should have stayed where I was. I should have, just because they're unfamiliar with it, then they're uncomfortable.